Good morning. It's very early. Don't mind my appearance. I am being called to pull just a couple of cards and just explain something because um, it's just been really prevalent in my energetic field. I've done a podcast about this and I really feel like I need to talk about it on the tarot channel. So I'm just going to take a moment, tap into that creator source energy, which is really, let's face it, the energy that gives us the most beautiful and accurate information. Okay, so this is the card that came out, New Life. Pretty self explanatory, which is just, I think, a very positive thing as we go into this actual new year, astrologically speaking. But I need to say something when it comes to trickster energy. And I say this because I've gone through this. I have spent years learning how to discern the cards, learning how to have a relationship with my own intuitive uh, mental capacity. And this is what I have discovered. And I need to share this with people because I'm here as a guide. I'm not here as a substitute for your intuition. I'm going to repeat that. I am not here as a substitute for your intuition. I'm just here to remind you that you need to develop a good relationship with your own intuition through some tarot. Okay? But this is a heartfelt message as someone who has learned tarot through trial and error and gone through many, many, many versions of a new life to get here. Yeah, and the card underneath that, round and round, round and round. I have started a new life numerous times, numerous times. And I'm probably speaking to the collective that, again, are the late bloomers who have had to start over many times. I think it's so cute when people are like, oh, I had to start over and then everything worked out. And I'm like, that's great. I've done it like 10 times. And, it just feels like each thing leads me to another thing, leads me to another thing. It's like my quest are side quests stacked on top of one another. And I don't even know what they lead to. I might die on a side quest. I don't, I don't know. So all this to say, as you are learning how to discern your own intuitive powers, there are two energies. There are energies that are here to uplift, that are connected into that creator source energy. And then there are trickster energies over here. Sorry, trying to get it in the camera. They're trickster energies. Some people call these angels and demons. I did a podcast on this and I just think that it's so important to repeat on like every platform because people need to understand this. We're getting away from angels and demons. Some people still like to use those words. Some people find them a little bit too old world religion, and I understand that. So I'm going to break it down as simply as I can, as quickly as I can. The whole idea is that we need to learn how to sharpen our own discernment on what is the plan that we put into place for ourselves. We're tapping into the plan all the time. I mean, when we just kind of know things and then they happen, you're like, I knew that. You're tapping into the plan that you put into place. You made the plan. You made the plan. So it's kind of like when something comes up that matches, you're like, oh, yeah, I knew that. How smart am I? Dee dee dee. Like, celebrate that. That's your intuitive powers going ding. Now, what mental process got you here? You were probably not in a state of attachment. You were just chilling doing something else. And then this thought kind of like came in. And then you were like, huh, that's a thought I had. I don't have much attachment to it. And then it happens like 3 weeks later or 10 years later. Doesn't matter. This is how inklings of the plan seep through into the conscious mind from the unconscious. So again, the unconscious mind is the part that has the plan. The conscious mind is the human 3D self that's like, I don't understand what's happening. Please tell me what's going on. So I want to pull another card. This is just a conversation we're having, and I'm using tarot to do it. Yes. So chaos and conflict. Okay, wonderful. So as we step into the trickster energy conversation, I will say that there are energies that are around you deceiving your mind all the time. All the time. All the time. And it can lead you down one of two paths. So I'm going to say something in the vein of relationships, but then I'm also going to take it to something non-relationship related because it's good to see it in different realms. In the realm of relationship, if a trickster energy was going to try to trick you, it's going to try to separate you from coming together in union with a divinely guided partner. Understand that there are many divinely guided partners, and sometimes people break soul contracts and other people step in. These are all normal parts of the plan. Okay. You have the plan, but then there's like addendums to the plan. And think of it just like you would a contract in the real world, right? Things need to get modified, things get amended, and that is okay. The trickster energy is trying to, some of them, sincerely, are just here to help you discern and understand that when you get a negative thought about a relationship or a person, it's trying to manipulate you into going down a certain neural pathway, tricking yourself and ending a relationship that maybe you didn't need to end. Self-sabotage. We know that well, but I'm breaking it down in this basic level so that you can kind of understand what's going on energetically underneath the self-sabotage. There's a trickster energy, again, that is here for your benefit. They're here for your benefit. They're not to be demonized. They're here to be integrated. They're here to be used to sharpen the blade of discernment. There's stuff about this in the Bible, but again, I don't want to get biblical. I'm just talking about we wanted to learn discernment in this life. We wanted to learn how to use our intuitive senses when being bombarded with a bunch of other bullshit in the 3D world. We signed up for a hard class, okay? A hard curriculum, no matter what your lessons are. This is a hard curriculum. So, trying to keep this message short. In the vein of relationships, the trickster energy is going to try to manipulate the mind and maneuver you down a path to self sabotage yourself, okay? You end something good that really maybe didn't need to be ended, or you stay in something that is making you doubt yourself, right? There's two ways that that can go. But understand that trickster energy does not want divine union. That could be divine union with a partner or divine union with yourself. Because if you're doubting yourself, you're not in divine union with your soul. So, this is why I'm trying to put different hats on this so that we can understand the main principle in many different ways. So, in the world, it could be the self sabotage of not applying for the job that you think you're not ready for, even though you're getting kind of nudged in that direction. You're like, I'm not ready. Just go ahead and do that. And spirit will lead you down the path, and you might actually end up getting that job, or you might end up getting an adjacent job that's actually really perfect for you because you went for the thing that you thought you weren't eligible for. These are the way spirit works. Spirit does not work in a straight line. I'm going to repeat that one again. Spirit does not guide you in a straight line. If you've ever seen The Good Place, it is a Jeremy bear me all up in this bee, okay? Jeremy bear me. It's think of the words Jeremy bear me written out in cursive. Lots of squiggles, okay? Lots of squiggles. And so you cannot look at a linear line as the way that you're going to be guided. So you need to pay attention to the smaller things that might feel insignificant. If you are in a time period where little pieces of all kinds of puzzles are coming together and you're realizing, oh, I thought these puzzle pieces went to an entirely different puzzle. Now I'm getting that there's a deeper meaning from all the puzzle pieces coming together into a new picture. These are divine guidances, and these are the higher self guides that you have put in place to help you. You said, I want to do this plan. You have guides and helpers that are here to help you with this plan. And again, you can look at these guides as friends from other lifetimes. That's how I kind of think of this. And when things really click together, I look up and I'm like, girl, you nailed that. That was perfect. Thank you. It was clear. I got it. We got there together. Amazing. That's how I like to look at it because it just clicks. It just makes sense for my mind. But these trickster energies are constantly trying to interfere, okay? Constantly. And it is not a bad thing because once you learn how to accept that they're always going to be present, you can kind of move them to the side when it's time. But the indicator, look at the indicator. Is the message that you're getting something that's painful and taking you out of something that made you feel good? Or is it something that is keeping you in pain because it looks good on paper, or, we're talking about like bad relationships, bad jobs, abusive family dynamics because of obligation and family and blood, all of these things, right? These are the trickster energies keeping you stuck, because what they want is your energy not to flow. And that's what source wants, is your energy to flow, to be able to go and flit where it wants. And normally in that state of non-detachment, so much beauty can happen. So I'm going to pull one more card. Mending. I love it. I love it. So mending that created chaos and conflict with a sharp, discerning mind. Because, I think a lesson that's on everybody's plan is learn how to discern and understand my intuition. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. The people probably watching this channel, that you're learning how to sharpen that mental intuitive ability. And it's just like, what thoughts, there's a lot of things that float in and out of our mind that are not ours. There are some really fascinating studies about this, where in other cultures, it is very understood that there are free floating entity thought forms that float in and out of someone's mind that weren't invited. This is very common. And in the States, when someone hears a voice, we are immediately thinking that they're nuts and we want to institutionalize them. In other cultures, this is a built-in understanding that there are thought forms that are not of us that enter and leave us. Like maybe they're just free floating and they bump us on the shoulder, or they are attracted to our energy and they want to cling on. This is a common understanding in those cultures, and they don't have mental illness like we do in the States. So I think it's a fundamental confusion about what's actually going on and the way energy works. There are free floating energy entities. They're out there. They're good, they're bad, they're hungry for your energy, or they're here to help you. All are happening. But how in the world are you going to learn and understand what energies to use and what energies to pass by or push out of you, um, if you don't have that discernment of intuition? So hopefully I tapped into some unusual but very direct issues with intuition here in this little card pull. I just want to do one more because I just feel like spirits encouraging and talking. Happy. So on that note, I'm going to end this little impromptu reading. I got to get going for my day. That's why I look, like a crazy person. And I really hope this message has value for you guys, and you understand that we're here to learn discernment of intuition. And again, these energies are not something to be feared. They're just something to sharpen the blade of our discernment with. And more with this information age we have, we need to learn to sift through information. That's a skill. That's a skill. So I know it's overwhelming, and I would not claim to be able to do it without the help of my guides, without the help of this beautiful, beautiful mind, and understanding the full picture. I'm still learning. And as I learn, I want to share. So that's why I'm here. I hope this had value for you. I hope you have a beautiful day.